It's said that an activity enjoyed on leisure time, for pleasure, is considered a hobby. Hobbies have always been a difficult thing for me to manage. When I love something, it consumes me. That is typically a wonderful thing until I start putting undue pressure on the rest of my life because I'm desperate to get a shot of a bluebird. Maybe I'm alone on this. Maybe most guys my age can practice restraint and simply enjoy the scenery and take it all in. Not me. Every weekend is a race against the clock. How many pretty images can I get before the sun goes down? So, as you can imagine, I get a little freaked out when I get to one of my spots and discover there are no birds to be found. That's great if you like hiking, but not so good for a bird photographer. I admittedly struggle with the enough is never enough mentality. I constantly find myself trying to best my last outing. Therefore, looking out over this hill and seeing no birds, well, that's just not sitting well with me. Well, there's no sense stopping halfway up the mountain. We've come this far. Might as well take it to the top. In a few weeks, these trees, along with the rest of the mountain, will be covered with snow. I'm hoping to find birds desperately foraging for those last morsels. There we go. Pine siskin. I truly consider myself fortunate anytime I run across a flock of birds in this vast landscape. Really, think about it. What are the odds? And it's not just pine siskin. The birds, they're everywhere. Nutcrackers, crossbills, and even a few red-breasted nuthatches. And to think, earlier in the day, I was freaking out at the possibility of leaving this mountain with nothing more than a few video clips of sagebrush. Almost looks like I know what I'm doing. Just another day of leisure, enjoying this nice, beautiful little hobby. But, like I said earlier, enough is never enough. Stick around as I venture off on the second half of my weekend adventure. However, this time I'm not putting so much pressure on myself. I feel like I should let you guys in on a little secret. I'm careful when planning these weekend adventures. As I stated earlier, I have a habit of putting undue pressure on myself when it comes to my hobbies. I admit that I've learned through sad experience that I should hedge my bets before venturing off to questionable locations. In this case, prior to setting off on my mountain adventure, I took some time to explore the Birds of Prey National Conservation Area about 10 minutes from my house. And as usual, I'm reminded that hawks can see me coming a mile away. So, I wisely took the advice my father gave me about 25 years ago. He said, and I quote, "If you want to see birds, find a woodline adjacent to a field. That's where the birds will be." He was right then and he's right now, and I never forgot that lesson. In terms of hedging bets, I make sure to fill my memory card with as many sparrow and junco images as possible prior to risking my entire weekend. And I love it. And like I said, when I love something, it consumes me. The trees are brimming with sparrows, juncos, and kinglets this time of year. Change is in the air. You can feel the inevitability of winter. The birds are hastily harvesting whatever seeds they can find. Down here, the leaves and the birds, they hang on a little longer. As the sparrows fatten up, I get my fill as well. I know that it's going to be a long winter. I know my time in the field is going to be limited. I can't imagine I'll be putting my career on hold too often this winter in order to photograph birds. So, when I'm afforded the time, I'll make it a point to visit these little fellows here where the woodline meets the field. And if I'm lucky enough to fill those memory cards early in the day, perhaps I'll venture off into the wilderness and explore these questionable locations. Thanks for tagging along. If you like this video, check out one of my favorite past outings. I titled it Bird Photography. It's easy if you do this. Have a great day, guys.